welcome the graduating Chinese language DAOM. Please welcome the graduating DAC class. Welcome to graduating DTCM class. here we are today. So hello and welcome everybody. Welcome you all to graduation 2019 to 2022. I'm Dr. Robin Saunders. I am the Dean of the DAOM program. So hopefully the music will go off. So it has been a very, very long time since I last said those words, and it's been a very long time since we as a faculty have donned these robes. So I am so excited and thrilled to be back on stage with my esteemed friends and my coworkers and my family. It's been way too long for all of us to be here. So over 2 years ago, we received this call in San Jose. I was on campus, and it said, the city's shutting down. We all remember that. And we thought it would be just, a few weeks short at home, watch a little Tiger King, learn how to bake a little sour bread, buy all the pajama bottoms. I have those on under these. Little did we know that it would take 2 years later till we could come together again as a family. And we have so much to celebrate today. All of us have had our own journey during those 2 years, and we are here together. We have grown together as a family, and we've leaned in. We've leaned into the spaces we didn't know we had within us. All of us have learned new skills, such as, and I'm looking over here, how to keep our mics on mute during Zoom calls and classes. Oh, yeah. You graduates, when we said we're shutting down and we're moving and pivoting to online, you put your faith in us. You said, we're going to trust you, we're going to hold in. And you put your faith in us to steward the university through these unknown waters and these unknown times. You put your faith in us to continue on the good quality education that we were giving you, and for this we thank you. We thank you for sticking by us and believing in us. It is in these cauldrons of change that the greatness is created. Your perseverance through these dark times and these unknown waters is what will be the strength in which you build the rest of your careers on. The strength that you have shown through these times is something to be commended. It's not something to be overlooked. It's not something that should be put under the rug. It's something that we should all celebrate. Each of you set out on a journey to become a traditional Chinese medical doctor, and today we get to celebrate you. And we get to celebrate the accumulation of a big journey that you had. But that's not all who's in the house today. So I'm looking around, and I get to see all your friends and family, and I've been so, so incredibly fortunate to meet many of you. Each one of you that is here, out there on the lawn, you've played an important part for your graduate. You're the one that held their hands when they were nervous, such as defense, such as boards. You're the ones that they cried on, the shoulders that they cried on when they had down times or things didn't turn out that way, or they got their 100th edit from me on their capstone paper, or they got a bad exam score. You're the ones they turned to. But more importantly, the role that you played for them was the one to quietly say, get back up, you can do this. You've got this, we believe in you. And so for that, we thank you for being here and for holding them and holding their space, and we celebrate you. It's gonna be long, and there's gonna be a lot of tears. I know, because I've already been doing them this morning. This is a big magnitude that we have today, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking because you're going to see my face. And as my DAOMers are so used to me saying, you're not here to see me. So at this point, I am going to introduce our president, Ron Zeidman. He's going to come up and say a few words, but before he does, I'm going to say a few words about him. When we pivoted to online, I think all of us took a deep inhale. I know I did. I was like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do this, right? How are we going to do this? And it was his visionary, his ability to steward the ship and to calm our fears that we were able to continue on. And so I'm going to turn the mic over to Ron. I'm going to take my glasses this year. Do you want to hold it?
Thank you, Robin. Welcome, everyone. I can tell that seeing all of you, I know that our medicine has a bright future. You are the bright future for traditional Chinese medicine here in the US. For those of you in the audience, as you know, we have 3 groups of students graduating today. So the students earn their doctorate degree so they could become licensed acupuncturists. That's a 4-year a 4-year journey up a very high mountain. But they dedicated themselves 4 years ago, and they arrived here today. There's also a subgroup of these doctoral students who already did their master's degree many years ago, so they only had 1 more year to go, and they joined what we call our bridge program. And then importantly and impressively, the doctoral students have been practitioners, some for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and they return to the university to learn from the highest level of faculty you can imagine. And I couldn't say enough about that. These are world-famous leaders in traditional Chinese medicine who teach in the doctoral program. So they are, as far as I'm concerned, very fortunate to have those teachers and to bring this high level of medicine to the US. They've all climbed tall mountains, challenging mountains, but they did it and they're here today. And they were able to climb these mountains because they had very good guides. They had very good guides. Guides who knew the mountain well, who had traveled it before, and could lead you to climb them and reach the top. That's our 100 faculty. That's our 100 faculty. That the university, it's the foundation of the university. And we have here today a small sampling of our faculty representing them. Thank you. I have to. And as Robin said, you, the families and friends of the students, thank you for your diverse support through this journey and up this steep mountain. And then last, I want to thank our administration, our clinic administration, and our university administration. Their goal is to make your journey as smooth as possible, and also to help anybody that is having a life difficulty or any difficulty and needs extra support from the university. So I thank them as well. So this celebration is called graduation, and it's also called commencement. Commencement because as you sit or stand or celebrate and dance at these high peaks at the top of these mountains, you see around you other mountains of traditional Chinese medicine, other hills of traditional Chinese medicine. And they are pulling you, they're inviting you to explore them, to discover, to learn from them, and apply all of that for your patient care. So I congratulate you on getting your degree, and I wish you all the best as you go forward in this journey of education and care to patients. We have a bright future of traditional Chinese medicine here in the US because of you and because of them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ron. Next, we are going to have one of our faculty come up and give us a few wise words of wisdom. Each year, we invite one of our faculty to come and say some words. This year, we are going to invite Dr. Doc Mitchell. Many of you know him and have had case studies with him. So, Doc Mitchell, Dr. Doc Mitchell, please come on up.
Well, thank you. There's an awful lot of people. Can you hear me? There's a lot of people out there. So, welcome. This is a beautiful day, and I want to congratulate you all on, like Ron said, climbing a steep mountain. There's an awful lot of studying that has gotten to getting this far in life with this. I would like to welcome the graduates, congratulate them. I'd also like to welcome the family and support units. I know, having gone through it, that you had a team behind you. There was everybody back there pushing and putting up with you while you were studying some very difficult things that didn't make sense to many other people. But hang in there. Just keep it up. It gets better. It gets better. I would like to give a special shout out to Ron and Joanna. Okay, they started this. They've been at it for a very long time. Joanna was my first teacher, and I was actually in class with Ron back in the early 80s, near Stone Age. I know. I started 5 branches in 1986. Yes, 1986. I was the 4th class, the 4th cohort. There's been a development in the academics of Chinese medicine that I'd like to review real quickly. The first 3 classes that graduated from 5 branches had a 2-year program. Halfway through my 2-year education, they changed the rules and it became a 3-year education. In 1992, I believe it was, we were accredited at the university as a master's degree. So the competencies, to get accredited, you have to show competencies. You have to show that you are teaching certain things. By 2006, the DAOM was created. I was one of the first students in that program. In 2014, 5 branches was granted the ability to give a doctoral degree. The difference between a doctoral degree and a master's degree is significant. A doctoral degree turns you into a doctor. A doctor in the English language, the word doctor comes from the Latin word docere. Does anybody know what docere means? It means to teach, okay? You stepped into a level of educator as well as a technician, as was required in the master's program. You're stepping into a resource community. In my classes, those of you that studied with me, you were writing papers requiring citations. You're building an argument based on the work of others. You're entering an academic world. This is how we are building the profession of Chinese medicine here in the West. We're stepping up to the next level. We're joining a professional thinking community, not just a clinical performer, not just a doctor sitting there helping people. I wrote some notes here because I can't remember everything anymore. I'm getting old. But it requires critical thinking and problem solving. I think that's the hallmark of what I've learned over the years. I have been in practice, again, I started in 1989. I've seen many tens of thousands of cases. It keeps doing that. I've seen many tens of thousands of cases and had many, many thousands of hours of conversations with people. What I've realized over the years is, as Confucius once said, many problems are caused by a misunderstanding of how reality works. So we end up explaining things to people, talking, not just needling them, not just prescribing herbal formulations, but we actually spend time in relationship with human beings. So keep that in mind. What this means is you develop a resource community, you develop a mastery of the constructs, because you're going to be talking about them with people to some extent. Okay, I consider this cultural literacy. We have a bright future. I think we have a bright future. We're seeing increasingly insurance plans accepting it. Politically, it's becoming more acceptable. Many, many more people. I mean, I didn't know anybody that practiced Chinese medicine when I started. Now I know a bunch of people doing it, and a lot of people I run into have their own acupuncture. So it's getting much more acceptable. But we have to earn our place. Keep that in mind. Be good doctors. Do good work. Every time you see a patient, you know, you're going to just build your reputation one at a time. That's how you do it. I've gotten to a point where I don't do any advertising, just I go out and I meet people and I talk. That's how I build it. There's a daily dedication, the same kind of dedication that you had to do in school, the same kind of dedication to pass the test, to write the papers, the same dedication when you have a patient sitting in front of you in your supervised practice to go home and research and think, oh my God, what am I going to do about this one? Okay. We build through the 4 examinations. Any and all treatments in Chinese medicine are founded on the 4 examinations, period. That's it. Get good at that. Do your good differential diagnosis. Look at all the possibilities. Don't just champion one because you feel strongly about it. You need to research it. This is how we build our practices. This is how we build our reputations. You got this. I know. You probably heard it before, but just speaking to somebody from the other end of things, you're going to have to do it again and again and again. That's it. Remember, mastery is mastery of the basics. It's not the special secret techniques. It's nothing more than just being good at the basics and understanding the basics. The way of nature is the unavoidable reality that all humans face. I was sitting here thinking about this area. I grew up in this area, and I mean, this literally used to be a dry lake bed before humans moved into it. And I was looking at these redwood trees. You know these redwood trees right here? You know they grow in 2 places on the planet. One is on the west coast of the United States, and the other is on the east coast of China. That's it. Those are the only 2 places on the planet they live. It's kind of interesting, special, I think. So, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Sandra for finding this place. This is a great location. Yeah. Nature is both processual, it's processes, and it's recursive. So any and all activities of nature move towards energy for the next cycle. This is it. We see this in our understanding of yin-yang, the essential binary relationship of life on Earth. The study of Chinese medicine is swimming in the Chinese historical the Chinese historical look at how life works. They're not that culture. When you read back through the history, again, I teach a history and philosophy class, but the main concern was how life works and how to have a productive relationship for it. We are actually mentoring our patients in this. When we're looking at the guy with the bad knee who's 60 years old and insisting on running, you know, it's like, you know, how's that working for you, Bob? You know, we need to think about this. We need to think about how life works, be honest about it. The sages of China use the word authentic. It's just the honest and irreducible reality of how things work. This is what you're going to be looking at over and over and over again. It's a deliberate and skillful relationship with these processes. So this comes from the writings in the Shang dynasty, in the Zhou dynasty. We hear the writings of Lao Tzu. We have, by the way, I'm going to apologize for my mangling of the Chinese pronunciation here. Lao Tzu, Confucius, Mo Tzu, Liu An in the Huainanzi. We see it in the policies of the Han dynasty. We see it up into the Song dynasty with the cosmology of Zhou Dunyi, who was the founder of the Neo-Confucian movement and sort of the progenitor of Chinese medicine as we know it today. This is the foundation of how things look. I think we need to honor this. I highly encourage you all to study this stuff to some degree. I'm not going to bore you with the details. I could. I promised I'd keep my speech short. Those of you who've been in class with me know I tend to wander off, but we are problem solvers. Okay. Somebody's saying, yeah, really, I know that. Medicine is more than just treating a problem, okay? When you get into it, I thought it was that when I first started practicing, but 17 years after practicing, I entered the DAOM because I wanted to know more. I wanted to work with the old doctors, the people who had been seeing even more than me. So we keep looking deeper, keep studying. If I could tell you anything that I've learned over the years, keep studying. Build your library. Look into it. Literally, look at the cultural literacy because our medicine, all the constructs, all the patterns we see. I didn't do that. Is it still on? They're trying to get me to be quiet now. Okay, I hear you. I'm going to have to yell. So remember, acupuncture is a technique. It is not the only part of medicine. It's a technique. Herbs are a technique we use, methods. The medicine is a deep understanding of life. Study that. You'll get better for it. Okay? She wants me to quit.
I'm checking in.
No, she's checking in. I know. It's been less than an hour. No. Okay, I'm about done. Listen, y'all, you got it. You're going to do it. You're going to rock it. Study. Be disciplined. Keep at it. Don't worry. Take refuge in the teachings you've had. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. So in life, it's important to always have 2 microphones. I don't know what's going on with that one today. Thank you, Doc Mitchell. Thank you, Dr. Doc Mitchell. And I'm going to, next up, I've got to grab my notes over here if y'all don't mind. So now this is the part of the ceremony where we're going to pivot and we're going to start to lean into our graduates. And we're going to start this by the first speaker of the day, which is our DAOM, our Doctor of Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine. So before I do this, I want to just explain something because I want to be transparent and I don't want to hurt feelings. These guys over here know me. These guys over here are going to get to know me. Hopefully they'll come see me. I am purposely not pronouncing them doctor. And there's a reason. They have not crossed the stage yet. They are not there yet. They still have to walk through here. So during this part where I'm introducing the next set of speakers, understand that there's a reason why I'm not doing that. So it's an honor to be called that for the first time, and I'm going to leave that to the people that walked you through this program. So first up is our speaker of the day, and it's with our DAOM program, our Doctor of Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine. And our speaker is going to be Lobsang Partsang. He joined us in 2018. And so he had the ability to be both an in-person and also a online program. And I'm going to turn it over to Lobsang to speak. Here. Do you want to hold it or do you want it here?
Take a deep breath, right? Yep. Thank you. I'll hold it. I better hold it. Okay. So I won't take so much time. And welcome all of you who are graduating today, and also the family members and friends who are here today. The day we have been waiting for is finally here. It's been like a long time. So congratulations to you all, and Taja Hao for Chinese students. And you being here today is perfectly culmination of the long road we have shared together. You know, all over the world, people have gone through so many challenges during the pandemic time. Yet, we have all overcome it with resilience. So bravo, everybody. So we are strongest one in the world. And the first, my heartfelt thanks go to the founder of the university, Dr. Joanna Zhao and Dr. Ron Zedman. It was under their leadership and vision that this wonderful institution was created to train others in ancient wisdom, which is Chinese medicine. Thank you also to all the professors, English and Chinese program, and administrators, especially our dean, Dr. Robert Sauter. Dr. Sauter, you have been the backbone for the successful culmination of our journey, especially capstones. You keep reminding us. And I vividly remember when I was attending master's class, and I eavesdropped on the doctor's level class. It happened to be the first day of the instruction, and the professor said, "Welcome to the doctor's class. Finally, you are at the beginning of learning actual Chinese medicine." And I was like, what? Beginning of Chinese medicine? I was shocked. And then I was already overwhelmed by the master's program information for me. I thought, like, how come, you know? So it's beginning of the actual Chinese medicine. And then later, I joined the doctor's program, and I realized that the professor said was true. It's a lot of information. So students are here graduating from the master's program and continue to the doctors. Fasten your seatbelt. And as a former Tibetan Buddhist monk, and being a full-time father with a child, and completing all the way to doctor's program is very challenging. An extremely long journey for me. So many of who knows me from the masters, you know, it's been super long for me. And so I would like to say thank you very much to my wife and daughter for their patience and their encouragement. We join the rank of the healthcare professional, and it is profoundly important choice we have made as a doctor. So people will come to see us who seriously need our help. So I would like to remind you, we must dedicate ourselves to become a compassionate practitioner. I know it's not easy when you see the 10, 20 patients a day. And by deepening our compassion practice will not only enrich our wisdom, but also such intention will help us to heal our patient faster. Moreover, the compassionate practice will lead us to happiness in serving the patients and will reduce our own stress too. So that's why having the right intention is very important. So without taking so much time in this such hot weather, may I end with short intention setting prayer. So the prayer will be like this. May all type of medical wisdom develop perfectly within me and benefit all sentient beings like the sun and the moon. May everything I speak become clairvoyance. May all the herbs and formula that I provide be a medicine. May all service I provide be beneficial. And may my masters bestow me and blessing on me. This is by the Tibetan father of the Tibetan medicine, Yudho Yundung Gumbo, in 11th century. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Love Song. And so now our next step, I'm going to turn this way, is Sabine Huey. Sabine, come on up. And Sabine is with our DTCM program.
Good afternoon, President Zeideman, Vice President, Chao, faculty members, friends and families, and most of all, our graduates. Yes, we did it. Yes. My name is Sabine Huey. I'm honored and humbled to be here representing our DTCM Bridge graduates. As we celebrate the culmination of our academic achievement, I'd like to express our collective gratitude to Five Branches University, its faculty and administration, for deploying such an outstanding program, enabling us to advance our academic study. At the same time, collaborate with our fellow classmates literally across the globe and fully remotely, and turning this devastating pandemic into a realizable opportunity for growth. Initially, I signed up in the DTCM Bridge program with the intention of leveling the playing field. When I worked at a Chinese hospital in San Francisco, many of my patients kept calling me Dr. Huey, and I have to explain to them again and again that I was just an acupuncturist, a technician, like Dr. Mitchell mentioned. So I had no, I'm sure that many of my classmates had similar experience. Yeah. I had no expectation that the Bridge program would give me the broad and heightened perspective that it has. My horizon broadened, and the scope and the depth of the knowledge that I gained in this program literally shift the paradigm of my clinical practice. I'd like to shout out to Dr. Jim Chaltas. I don't think he's here, but if you're watching, thank you. Woohoo! Your lab result application course gave us the ability to integrate the biomedicine diagnosis tool into our clinical practice. We're now able to interpret the lab result and with a keen awareness of what to look out for. Just as importantly, we now have the common language to communicate with biomedicine, physician, and other healthcare providers. I also want to thank Dr. Christine San Miguel. Yahoo! Your methods and tools in research and critical thinking gave us, help us to step out of our silo, leverage available research method and studies, and filter out the disinformation and misinformation that is becoming so prevalent in today's society. I also want to give a special thanks to Dr. Feng Li Lan. Are we here? Yeah. And all our fabulous instructors. Thank you so much for sharing your clinical expertise and knowledge without reservation and fostering an open discussions such that we can all learn from each other. Last but not the least, I want to thank my dear husband, Fred, and all the friends and families of our graduates. We would not have gotten here today without your support. Yes. For thousands of years, Chinese medicine practitioners in each generation have contributed to a vast body of knowledge toward advancing our medicine. Their theories, their clinical findings, and even their dialogue recorded and passed on to following generations comprise the bedrock of our foundational knowledge today. We are in a very special moment in history. Following the COVID outbreaks, we see Chinese medicine community across the globe working together, sharing information and sharing treatment modality. We see Chinese medicine treatment protocol published and deployed in China, in Europe, and here in the US, showing significantly reducing the deaths and shorten the recovery process. The world truly needs Chinese medicine, like the world needs the Superman. With the communication tools that literally at our fingertips, we have the responsibility and the ability to record, continue to share our thoughts, our finding, our clinical experience. This way, in many 100 years from now, like our forebear did for us, we may touch future practitioner somewhere here on earth, or perhaps even beyond. Thank you, and congratulations.
Can you guys hear me? Oh, you can. Okay. And so we have another second speaker from the DTCM program, and this one's someone I happen to know well. So I'm going to invite to the stage Lynn Taylor. Lynn Taylor, DTCM. Do I need to angle it down?
Like 2 feet too high.
Will you feel comfortable holding it?
Yeah, I can hold
We
it.
can get Debbie's stool for you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I heard rumor that if my speech more than 5 minutes, I'm not gonna make it off the stage. Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations. Good afternoon, all the teachers, faculties, and graduates, and family, grandparents, and the rest of the relatives who have to bring their own chairs. There are plenty today. Well, thank you so much for the honor today to allowing me to speak for my class. Congratulations, class from 2019, 2020, 2021, and 22. What a big graduation, yeah! We have arrived, right? Do you feel it? Finally, right? Today, the day we officially become Doctor of Traditional Chinese Medicine. We have achieved the ultimate goal that we set out to do. Despite COVID-19, online classes, taking care of our parents, taking care of our children, being pregnant, giving birth, yeah, having a babies, and you did it. You have put your life on hold. Some of you, 6 to 8 years. You finally make it here. Okay. You have dedicated a big part of your life to study traditional Chinese medicine because we believe that we can help people. Right? We believe we can make a difference in people's life. And that's why all of us here today supporting and promoting that program, because we have helped people and we know the power of traditional Chinese medicine. The past 3 years have shown us that our healthcare system cannot and won't be able to support all of us getting sick at once. Right? There are only so many primary care practitioners, there are only so many hospital beds. So we are looking at a new age of medicine, preventive health care. And guess who are at the forefront of preventive health care? I have getting patients waiting like 3 months to get their MRI. So who they seeing before they get to see their doctor? Us, right? And I have patients who who come to see their acupuncturist before their chemotherapy start. I have patients come to see us throughout the entire pregnancy, every single week. We are the one holding their hand, telling them, you know, this is symptom, it sucks, but it's okay. We're here for you. Right? How many times can they see their primary care? But us, every day. How many of you see acupuncture for nausea? Raise your hand. Ray. Yeah, because our medicine work. Right? We are having an amazing, as never before, opportunities to be at the forefront of our medicine. We are the pioneers of preventive health care. So, yeah, you did it. Almost there. 2 more minutes. However, you guys, our success wouldn't be possible, and I don't think it's even imaginable without the care, the love, the support of everyone here today. And online, and thank you, Dad, and in spirit, our dad, our parents, our grandparents. And thank you so much for our wonderful teachers. Thank you, thank you. You know, I always say, you know, us, when we see one patient, we see one patient. But you teach us would mean you're gonna see thousands of patients through the knowledge you embark upon us. So you pretty much, Julie, right? You see probably 100,000 of patients right now, right? Everyone, thank you. And family, when you support us, you support your loved one, you drive them to school every day, you care for them, even some of you support our tuition. You are literally supporting thousands of lives out there, the life that we can make better. The parents that now have hope to having their first child, and the parent that's gonna feel well enough to take care of their children. The family just gonna be happier because we're here. We can see them every week. We can take care of them. We can hold our patient hands, right? How many of you go to primary care and your doctor is like, how are you doing? How are you feeling, right? 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's just not enough. And that's why we are the good supplement, the good addition to our healthcare system. Okay. Thank you. Family, faculty, teacher, we will always carry with us in our heart the love and care and support that you have invested in us the many years. And this love and support gonna be spread into our patient life. We need to spread out more than just our friend and our family. We need to spread out more than just our culture and our community. There gotta be more. We need to connect. Now more than ever, we need to connect to more people and help more people. People are different from us, right? And so we forever grateful for you. Thank you, Robin, for introducing me to the school. Thank you for everyone for teaching me. I really appreciate it. So that's it. Congratulations. You did it. That's it. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Lynn.
All right, thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Sabine. So next up is Joanna and Nick. They're going to do a short performance of the Chinese sword. That was fun. As we get ready to go to the next part, I'm going to just share something with you. So as many of you know, I live in the great state of Washington. My lovely husband's at home watching this. And today is actually our 5th anniversary. So happy anniversary, honey. I just want to give everybody a shout out. And I'll also say it's because of Ron Zeidman that I ended up getting married. I still blame him to this day. He sent me to a conference, and that's where we reconnected. And we both met in DAOM school, so it can always happen. All right, let me talk to you a little bit about the DAOM program. It's not mine anymore. Debbie's with me as well on this. The DAOM program is the terminal degree in the United States in Chinese medicine. So my DAOM students go through 4 to 5 years of their master's or DTCM program. And then they come over to our DAOM program. In that time, in the 2 years they spend with us, we do a deep dive into the classics, and they also have to complete a capstone. The capstone is their thesis, their dissertation project, and it's usually about, well, we require 30 pages, but I'm going to tell y'all it's usually about 50 to 100 pages of written work. And so I'm telling you this because it's really a magical moment. They get 2 moments. They defend their thesis, and that's when we tell them, yeah, you know your stuff. You can become a doctor. You can join the ranks. You're with us. And so I will be reading their capstone titles because it's important to see that the work that they're bringing here and into our medicine. So these are the people that go above and beyond. These are our scholars. These are our future translators. These are our future researchers. And I will confess, as I've been reading all your names, I've been shedding a lot of tears because to me it's a lot we've been holding. And it's been a long time since I've seen your faces here. And there's so much energy and so much joy that you guys bring into our school when you come. And it's an energy that has been missed. It's been an energy that hasn't been in the halls. And I can tell you, seeing you here, there is nothing that has made my soul, well, maybe being married, but I should say that he's watching. But more importantly, seeing you all here, I always call them my kids, but seeing you here has brought a joy to my heart that I haven't had in a while, and I did not know it was missing. So it's hot, and I am going to start. Where is Joanna? I'm not going to start. Let me talk for a minute on what you all will be receiving. What you see over here is a stack of scrolls. These are amazing things that our Dean, Joanna, gifts us with. She has spent the last 2 months hand writing calligraphy for the scrolls. There's one for the DAOM, and then there's one for DTCM. So she has spent this time writing. And what did they say? And so each of you will go.
Hello, everybody. So happy to see you. That is for the DAOM called the 大医精神. You know that very famous Dr. Sun Smells saying, right? 100 years ago, means a special big doctor, which is a 上医, 上工. Yeah, they not only very special for their technique and for their heart, they're honest. Okay, that's for you. Thank you.
Do you want to tell the other one? Dr. Eleanor would like to dress her here. This is truly one of the best pictures. If y'all aren't taking it right now, I'm slightly disappointed in you.
Also, I think some of the master degree students already got that one. I gave to the DTCM, and that means use your magic hand to treat your patient and make their health back like their spring energy, the season spring energy back. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It is truly one of the best gifts that you can get as you walk across the stage. So without further ado, this always makes me so excited because I get to call your names for the first time. Are you guys ready? They're like, we've been ready for 3 years, doctor. All right. Please welcome the graduating class of 2019-2022 DAOM, Dr. Jamie Ruth Boyd. Hold on. The Art of Doctoring Compassionate Care in Medical Care Settings, inspired by the Sage Physician. Grab the gold ones, the gold ones. And so as they walk across the stage again, we will be reading their capstones. Dr. Karen Chang, TCM's approach to the medicinal properties of the holy anointing oil, based on Exodus 30:23-24, a case study. Dr. Minji Cho, a systematic review of the efficacy of Tui Na and acupuncture in chronic non-malignant pain. Dr. Reagan Choi. Hold on, get back there. Okay, guys, you have to stop and get a picture. You'll make me sad. Dr. Reagan Choi, study of acupuncture treatments in Parkinson's disease based on electrodermal measurement, a case study. Dr. Claudia Maricela Duran, the efficacy of TCM on male infertility and abnormal sperm parameters, a scoping study. Ooh, I'm already getting the tears, guys. I promised Dr. Debbie I wouldn't cry because she says she cries, so I can't start it. Dr. Chris Lee Flory, the importance of art in classical Chinese medicine. Dr. Ali Hakimi, the efficacy of acupuncture in treating post-stroke spasticity. Dr. Ali Hazave, Parkinson's disease and traditional Chinese medicine, a scoping study. Dr. Baravi Muang Q, the effects of acupuncture in stroke patients recovering from neurological and/or motor deficits, a scoping study. Dr. Labsong Partsong, a translation of the clinical guide to Tibetan acupuncture. Dr. Francesca Lena Pascal, the efficacy of cannabinoids and acupuncture in the treatment of neck pain, a clinical trial. Dr. Philip Robert Ray, the juxtaposition of acupuncturists and physicians, a scoping study on the compassion fatigue and vicarious trauma. Dr. Ravi Robinson, ethnographic research study of U.S. acupuncturists and their thoughts on connections of COVID-19 and climate change. Dr. Sandhya Satyanarayana, efficacy of TCM and yoga therapy on symptoms associated with osteoarthritis, a case study. Dr. Swasi Shrista, efficacy of acupuncture treatments in IVF, frozen embryo transfer, a case study. Dr. Jane Tong Delore, a retrospective analysis of the efficacy of TCM on simple obesity. Dr. Rosemary Cho Sol, translation of a Korean text, cosmetic acupuncture and thread embedding acupuncture. Everyone, I just want to say this right now. This woman has the strength of 1,000 people. And she is walking across the stage for the first time, and I just think, everybody, come on, class. Thank you, Dr. Sol. Dr. Kamaluk Tratang, the efficacy of Chinese medicine in type 2 diabetes, a case study. And Dr. Tratang just shared with me, everybody, she passed her exam. She is now a U.S. citizen. Congratulations. And finally, but not last but least, coming up is Dr. Jolene Elizabeth Ukes, the brain-based mechanism of acupuncture, a scoping study of neuroimaging research. I'm going to switch spaces now with Dr. Debbie Chang. And I'm going to just say, Dr. Debbie joined us right in the middle. She started part-time before the pandemic, so we won't blame her, but she joined us in the middle of the pandemic. And she stuck with us. You know, in the time where every single day, I think things were changing, and she'd call me, I'm like, yeah, well, we're not really doing that right now, so we have to do this instead. And so I can tell you that I could not have done this and gone through this program without you, and your strength to hold us together as a team and your ability to lean in and want to be a team has made my life and this career and this program raise to heights that we never thought, and I'm so excited for the next part of our journey. But I'm going to get her stool so we can see her. You want to hold it?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Can you hear me? Chinese DAOM graduate. 中文博士班毕业生。Dr. Pei Ju Crystal Chang. Literature review of acupuncture applications in menopause syndrome. Kian Xixi Chen. Insomnia and acupuncture treatment scoping study. Dr. Lucy Yongqi Chen, literature research on the role of acupuncture point selection in treatment of migraine. Dr. Zhigang Qiu, literature research for past 15 years acupuncture treatment for allergic rhinitis. Dr. Gilbert Zhong, acupuncture and medicine treatment of diarrhea predominant IBS and literature research. Dr. Ying Ying Chong, literature research on TCM treatment of senile functional constipation. Dr. Chong Lian Duan, Chinese medicine formulas for treatment of fibromyalgia syndrome. Dr. Annie Ge, 60 clinical observation cases of wrinkle removing with acupuncture treatment. Dr. Stephanie Gong, discussion on the research status of TCM treatment of depression. Dr. Yu Ling Guo, literature study on acupuncture treatment of tinnitus and deafness. Dr. Guo Yu, discussion on efficacy of Ma Huang from the Shanghan Lun. Dr. Michelle Hu, literature study on Chinese acupuncture for acute peripheral facial paralysis. Dr. Lidi Hu, literature review of British 5-element acupuncture in clinical treatment. Dr. Ching Wei Hui, Xia Guichen's discussion on the 7-stage classification of menstrual adjustment cycle. Dr. Hong Zhang, application of acupuncture and prescription in the treatment of migraine. Dr. Serena Jin, literature research on acupuncture treatment of primary dysmenorrhea. Dr. Jing Ju, TCM acupuncture in treatment of depression in the liver qi stagnation stage. Dr. Pei Qing Lai, a literature review of acupuncture toward the treatment of obesity due to spleen deficiency and phlegm dampness. Dr. Min Shi Li, a review of clinical applications of acupuncture treatment of menstrual migraine. Dr. Lisa Li, Pathogenesis and prevention of breast cancer in Chinese medicine and Western medicine. Dr. Mariana Yokhua Li, children epilepsy, diagnosis and treatment with TCM. Dr. Ping-Xing Li, applied quantum mechanics rise for flow model on 5-shoe acupoint energy field loads to enhance human body self-immunity. Dr. Jennifer E. Ting Liao, to investigate the effects of ovarian response in IVF and embryo transfer by applying acupuncture, Chinese herbal medicine, or multimodal therapy. Dr. Daisy Hong Liu, research and discussion on the efficacy of TCM in the prevention and control of global pandemics since the Spanish flu. Dr. Yun Qi Tang, literature study on treating dysfunctional uterine bleeding in the integrative medicine. Dr. Yue Tang, Chinese medicine for cold and blood stasis type of primary dysmenorrhea, review of literature in the last 10 years. Dr. Jie Tang, a review of literature on the clinical application in Shanjiaoren decoction in the past 5 years. Dr. Qing Yao Zheng, analysis of meridians and acupuncture point selection in acupuncture treatment of chronic fatigue syndrome based on data mining. Dr. Wang Xin, literature research on acupuncture for the management of pain and American opioid crisis. Dr. Liz Wang, literature research on the treatment of perimenopausal syndrome with Arsen decoction. Dr. Yuan Sky Wang, combined use of acupuncture and medicine in the treatment of endometriosis. Dr. Wu Lingxi, literature study on Chinese acupuncture for heel pain. Dr. Xie Shangping, a review of research on the lateral epicondylitis treated by acupuncture combined with massage in the past 2 decades. Dr. Yang Jing, literature research on acupuncture for allergic rhinitis. Dr. Xiaohong Yao, literature study of TCM formulas for treatment of chronic renal failure. Dr. Peng Yu, a research of the treatment of cervical spondylotic radiculopathy with TCM. Dr. Ray Li Zhang, acupuncture treatment of adult low back pain. Dr. Chun Xiao Zhou, a comparison of clinical treatment of insomnia between tongue acupuncture and traditional acupuncture method. Dr. Yi Zhou, a systematic evaluation and meta-analysis of TCM for ovulatory dysfunctional infertility.
All right, give us just a second. All right, as the next group is coming together, I'm going to introduce them. This is our bridging program. So these folks started as MTCM and then came back to school and completed the required requisites for a DAC. The presenters for that will be Nick Hancock, the Associate Dean, Joanna Zhao, and Dr. Julie Zhu.
All right, thank you, Dr. Sodders. Okay, so as Robin said, first we're going to have the DAC Bridge students come on up. Anita Curry, Dr. Anita Curry. Dr. Sung Hee Kim Lee. Dr. Deborah Lee Neal. Dr. Cedric Watts. And now I'm going to read the names of the graduates who aren't present at the ceremony. Dr. Sarah Ora Asadurian. Dr. Iran Wang Davis. Dr. Stephen Mercer Flanoy. Dr. Shannon Freeman. Dr. Brittany Lynn Longworth. Thank you. And finally, now, our bridge program students who will be receiving the DTCM degree. Dr. Flora Artzanapur. Dr. Marcia Diane Connolly. Dr. Deborah Eberhardy. Dr. April Suzanne Gill. Dr. Marie Minori Guptill. Dr. Sabine Huey. Dr. Stephen Kaplan. Of course. Dr. Stephen Lee. Dr. Brianna Evelyn Loftus. Dr. Heather Dawn McKay. Dr. Michelle Marie Milanofi, not here today. Dr. Susanna Stason. Dr. Kia Yang. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Maria Jung. Okay, and now I will read the names of those currently not present. Dr. Julianne Booker. Dr. Kat Brook. Dr. Kate Campos. Dr. Jing Cao. Dr. Kim Urbano Dela Cruz. Dr. Krista J. Essler. Dr. Christine Elizabeth Gendro. Dr. Tiffany Lee Gillis. Dr. Un Kyun Kim. Dr. Charlene Nicole Lawrence. Dr. Charlena Ruth Moy. Dr. Amanda Lynn Parrish. Dr. Se-ryung Park. Dr. Christina A. Robb. Dr. Elise Rohrer-Budiash. Dr. Joshua Paul Schneider. Dr. Jana Siegel. Dr. Ginger Lynn Sullivan. Dr. Hao Yue Sun. Dr. Katrina Lei White. And finally, Dr. Jin Sok Woo. Okay, that wraps up our bridge students. We'll be moving on to our graduate, doctoral, and masters of traditional Chinese medicine graduates. This is a special group. Dr. Jinan Youssef Al-Shahabi. Dr. Brittany Jean Axtell. Dr. Sarah McGrath Blackstorm Atten. Dr. Kristen Marie Bazetta. Dr. Amy Sereznak. Dr. Li Ling Chen. Dr. Ziqiang Chen. Dr. Xiao Ying Claire Chung. Dr. Frederica Sophia Wiedenbach Crafts. Dr. Ashley Nicole Drollinger. Recognized as a DAC MAC, Dr. Ursula Earhart. Dr. Kimberly Keezers Echeverry. Dr. Lisa Christine Fortestrom. Dr. Anya Glenzer. Dr. Rowan Ashley Lindenfeld Hansen. Dr. Kelsey Maria Hill. Dr. Paige N. Xie. Dr. Yen Yen Huang. Dr. Eileen Wei Huang. Dr. Zi Jing. Dr. Julia Ursus. Dr. Jennifer Hoor Katseros. Dr. Patricia Ann Keenan. Dr. Shirley S. Lau. Dr. Amy Carol Lavender. Dr. Pei Chen Lee. Dr. Ching Cher Lin. Distinguished as an MTCM graduate, Dr. Shan Liu. Dr. Mary Ruth Healy Manning. Dr. Courtney Elizabeth Maxine Muser. Dr. Nicole Danielle Nacimiento. Dr. Sang Wen. Dr. Jenna Pohl. Dr. Rusika Ninkovic Radev. Dr. Amy Nicole Ruprecht. Dr. Rachel Michelle DeJong Silverstone. Dr. Dylan Simpson. Dr. Evelyn Scoltetti. Dr. Skylar Stumpf. Dr. Eric Sun. Dr. Wing Hong Tang. Dr. Lynn Wen Taylor. Dr. Yuan Tian. Dr. Christine Yunhee Van Aken. Dr. Tronica Ann Van Zant. Dr. Kendra Pauline Wagers. Dr. Yushin Wang. Dr. Chao Te Wu. Dr. Jeffrey Yates. Dr. Allison Brianna Young. Dr. Xieyu Sherry Zhang. Dr. Yongjing Zhou. Thanks, everybody.
So you know that part about my job where I say I herd cats for a living? I'm going to invite you graduates. Come on, y'all. Come on back to your seats, please. You're not official yet. You're not official yet, y'all. Come on. So for my virtual folks that are joining us, we have not forgotten about you. We saved the best for last. You all are sitting in air conditioning. We're at about 500 degrees out here. So we are going to say our oath, and then we will be reading the virtual names. There's a group of individuals that are joining us virtually, and we've got their pictures, so we'll be reading and announcing them. We are not going to let you guys. We're not going to let you go. All right, this is an incredibly important moment, so I need you guys all to come to your seats, please. I'm missing a few. I see some empty chairs. I'm not joking. Swasti. Dr. Swasti. Come on. All right. So this is when I get serious and I put on my serious. I see somebody back there. All graduates, return to your seats. Come on. So there's something that we do in this medicine. You've graduated. You've walked the stage. You guys are so ready to go party and take these outfits off, I know. But there's something that's important, and that's what we call the practitioner's oath. And I know when I took mine the very first time, I did not know how incredibly important it was going to be in my life. When you speak these words for the very first time, it really does change your connection and your relationship with the medicine. You really feel for the first time that you are a doctor. And so with that, and I know my guests over here should have read a practitioner's oath. If you reach inside your red bags that we gave you, you should all pull out a yellow thing. I'm going to put on my glasses. This is how serious it is. I'm going to pretend to see the virtual folks at home. Virtual folks, pull out your oaths. You were sent that this morning. It's on page 6. You can tell I'm a professor. And we're going to stand up. And I'm going to invite the faculty to stand up, because even though we have done this and we've lived this medicine for as long as we have, it is very important that we every year reconnect and reaffirm who we are as practitioners, and so that our patients understand how seriously we take this and how seriously we take not just the medicine, but moving this medicine forward, because you are the stewards of this medicine. I am 52 years old, and as I say with joy and grace, I am closer to death than I am to life. And I look at each and every single one of you and think, you are the next generation. You are who are going to move this on and do the things that we don't have time for. And so on page 6, everyone, we're going to join together. I will start. This is not I read one line and you read one line. We are going to read it together because we are all doctors and as a family. Are you guys ready? Raise your right hand. All right, not that high. You don't have to. I'm not going to call on you. I'm not going to call on you, doctor. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. I promise to follow the way of the great physician. I will serve to live in harmony with nature and teach my patients to do the same. I will stay present and completely committed when treating my patients. Above all else, I will hold a deep feeling of compassion. I will be devoted to the task of nurturing the sacred spark of life in all things living. I will strive to maintain a healthy body, clear mind, and hold myself to the highest level of integrity. It is my intention to facilitate patients on the path to wellness to the best of my ability. Above all, I will keep an open and humble heart. Through the practice of Chinese medicine, my intention is to grow in wisdom, joy, and prosperity. We are going to read the names of the virtual guests that are attending. So I'm going to ask Nick to come back up and he will start.
It's real short. There's only 3 people whose names I haven't said. Dr. Lei Man Chan, Dr. Chung Hao Lee, and Dr. Lee Din Vo.
All right, I have a short list as well. I only have 2. I have Dr. Mark Bodeslaw, who wrote Evaluating the Efficacy of Utilizing TCM in the Treatment of Major Depressive Disorder. I have Dr. Deborah Ann Lee, bringing classical Chinese medicine into primary school settings to support health education, a competency study.
Please stay with me. I have 7. Dr. Ying Quan Chen, treatment of type 2 diabetes complicated with coronary heart disease by integrated traditional Chinese medicine and Western medicine. Dr. Melody Yan Mei Gong, a brief analysis of the literature on acupuncture treatment of the spinal cord injury. Dr. Reina Guo, study on the application law of Gancao, the most commonly used herb in Zhang Zhongjing's Shanghan Lun. Dr. Li Shu Sai Hickok, literature research on the relationship between diabetes and congestion and the treatment of Chinese medicine. Dr. Shen Tian Ling, branches of 12 meridians and eyes discussion in the complement effects of Liu He acupuncture points on glaucoma treatment. Dr. Yi Ru Lin, a study of the relationship between brain mechanisms and acupuncture treatment in children with autism. Dr. Francis Huang, literature research on the treatment of benign prostatic hyperplasia with TCM. Thank you so much.
All right. So have I forgotten anything? Is this it? All right. So if you take your tassels, move it to the other side. DAOM's ears are frozen, don't worry. Move it over. We made that one easy for you. So right now I want to hold on to this moment, because this is the moment where we've walked with you this walk, and you're our family now, and we're letting go, right? It's just like anytime you have a child. So with that, congratulations, doctors. This concludes graduation 2019 through 2022. All right, guys, all y'all in the back, come on up and grab your doctors. Go ahead, throw them up if you want. This is your moment. All right, 2 quick things. Faculty, please don't run away. Joanna wants a picture. Joanna wants a picture of faculty. Also for my graduates, If you want to come up on stage and take a picture in front of the background, feel free. This is your moment. We don't get these enough in life. Celebrate you. All faculty, please come back up. Joanna wants a picture. And when Joanna talks, y'all get back up here.